Welcome to my stomach vacuum tutorial. I'm going to be showing off 3 moves that'll pretty much teach you everything you need to teach you it's not my first time recording this. This should teach you everything you need to know about learning the stomach vacuum. Tarps off without further ado. And I'm going to show you the moves and then I'm going to explain them. So number 1 is going to be your standard stomach vacuum. So if you grew up a fat kid like me, or maybe you're a fat adult and, not like me, but you can imagine I got this belly sticking out and I'm walking around at the beach and I see my crush and I want to suck that thing in, right? I think just about everyone's done this. I know I have, and it doesn't feel good. I brought a bad memory up, but without further ado, stomach vacuums. That's right, that's what this video is about. So I got some notes here because I keep losing my train of thought. You gotta breathe. I hope you noticed that I took a breath in and then I exhaled out. And that's what makes the space for the stomach vacuum. So actually your diaphragm, the muscle that it moves your lungs, when you're breathing in, your diaphragm moves down and your lungs inflate, right? So I breathe into my belly, I go, and that's what causes my belly to kind of push out. And then when you breathe out, the diaphragm goes up, pushes all that air out. That's what allows you to make space for the stomach vacuum. Now, the thing we didn't know when we were, trying to suck our bellies in at the pool is that you can make a whole bunch of space in that abdominal region by breathing out. The problem is you got no air now. So take a couple breaths beforehand. I like to do 2 or 3 deep breaths, but now that I've been pretty experienced with this, I could just do 1, breath in, 1 breath out, hit a stomach vacuum, and it's all good. But if you're practicing this, I would really implore you to do a bit more breathing, because personally, I don't want to, hit my head on my toilet right there and bleed out. I don't want you, if you're doing this for bodybuilding, to hit a sweet pose and then wake up in the back room and find out like you're disqualified because the judges don't like that you took a nap in the middle of your show. And you gotta breathe. Like, I'll even show you. You could see my diaphragm moving up when I do the stomach vacuum. So check this out. Right, you see it moving up. The diaphragm moves up. That's what allows me to pull back the abs and get a really sweet vacuum. And initially, your vacuum is gonna suck, probably. Mine really did. I've been doing this for a few years now, so it's gotten much better. I've gotten more flexible in the abdominal region, but initially it's probably gonna be pretty shallow. It's gonna be like this. Everyone wants to hit that really sweet vacuum where you got the shadow and it really looks like an empty cavity in the abdominal region. But odds are, when you start out, it's gonna look really shallow. It's gonna look like this. And you're gonna be like, wow, I'm not built for this. Rest assured, it just takes some time. It takes some time to build some flexibility in the abs, right? Because that's what it is. It's flexibility in the abs, and it's also the fact that your abs have to roll underneath the rib cage. Okay, they have to go under your ribs. So you can't really tell when I do it, but right now my abs are above my ribs, and then when I do a vacuum, they go under the ribs, right? So they wrap under them, and the more you practice this, the more flexible they're gonna get. It's not gonna be painful. Like for me, stomach vacuums are not painful at all. When I first started, it kind of hurt quite a bit. Feeling that stretch, it kind of sucked, but just keep practicing. It takes some time and you'll get there. And the third thing I wanted to mention with the standard stomach vacuum is that your posture actually plays a role in how your ribs look and in how your stomach vacuum looks. So if you are extending your back like this, or if you got your hands above your head like this, your vacuum is going to be a little more shallow. Whereas if you can crunch in a little bit, you can get rid of that tension. You know, if I'm extending my back, I got tension in my abs. If I'm crunching in, I got like no tension in my abs. So crunching in is going to allow you to suck that vacuum in deeper. It's going to give a better appearance of that shadow, you know, that steep drop off. And I'll show an example of that where when I extend my back, it's going to make my vacuum look much more shallow. So that's pretty much everything for the regular stomach vacuum. Make sure you breathe, because you could actually pass out doing this, especially if you're flexing. The second move is called nollie. Now that's what I call it. I believe nollie is just a term for stomach vacuums, but this is let me look at my notes. You're flexing the rectus abdominis, right? Your abs. You're flexing your abs, and this is what it's going to look like. So as you can see, I could push out the abs, and then I could control how much I'm flexing them, right? So I could flex the entire abdominal region. I could flex just the middle portion and kind of push it out. And same thing with this one, where initially you're going to have quite a bit of tightness in the core, in the abdominals. So if you can't push out the abs all the way, just give it some time. You know, eventually it'll come. You got to work on that flexibility, because that's really what the issue is. It's a flexibility issue. It's not like it's likely not like a genetic thing or something. For me, it was just flexibility. You keep working through it. It hurts a little bit, but as you get more flexible, your body just adapts. And right now, it doesn't hurt at all. The only thing that hurts is operating without oxygen, guys. So please breathe. Now, muscle memory builds. So the more you practice this, the more you're going to be able to access that wealth of muscle knowledge, or whatever you want to call it, muscle memory. You're going to be able to move side to side. You're going to be able to pulse faster. You're going to be able to push out more, go slow, control. And, that's pretty much it. Like, you just get more and more control with practice. Now, same thing with this as the regular stomach vacuum. Posture plays a role. If I'm extending my back, I'm creating a lot of tension in my core, so I'm not going to be able to push out the rectus abdominis as far. It's going to look a lot more shallow. If I'm crunched over, I'm going to be able to push it out a lot more, and it's going to take a lot less effort from me, because I'm not working through that tension. So I'll give an example of that too. When I extend the back, it gets really hard to do that. So you got to really try to work through that tension. I'm really stretching my abs to do that. But when I'm crunched over a bit, I got a lot more control. It's much easier on me. And that's nollie. So the last thing I want to talk about is rolling nollie side to side. And this is kind of just a trick, but I think it's worth mentioning, because I always thought this was like, wow, these guys got amazing muscle control, which they do have decent muscle control, but it's a trick. Now, I'll explain the trick. First, let me show you what it looks like. So it looks like I'm rolling my abs from side to side. And I guess technically I am doing that, but if I tried to do it just like this, I can't do that at all. I don't have control like that, okay? Now, what you're gonna see is whenever people do this, they either got their hands on something, or their hands on their legs, or their hands on their knees, and that's the trick, is that when I push down with my right hand, my right arm, right, I'm activating that left side, that farthest left side of the erectus abdominis. When I push down with my right arm, I'm activating that's my left arm actually. When I push down with my left arm, I'm activating that left side of the rectus abdominis. So I'm just gonna demonstrate that, and you'll kind of get what I mean, because all I'm doing is I push down with my right arm, I flex in the middle, and then I push down with my left arm and I let go. And it gives the illusion of a roll, right? It gives the illusion of like kind of like a wave. And I could do both sides. I could push down left and then flex the middle, and then push down right and let it go. And it's like a wave, right? So let's see that again. I wanted to show you just the left arm and the right arm, left arm and the right arm isolation. So let's see that. You can kind of see it. Trust me, it makes sense. All right. It's kind of hard to replicate, but the idea is pushing down activates that farthest part of the ab. Pushing down activates that part too. And so again, gives the illusion of the roll. Now, as you get better with this, muscle memory builds, and you will just start to feel it a bit more. But I've never seen anyone doing this like standing up, especially not with their arms over their head, especially not with their hands not pressing down on something. Seems like you gotta press down to activate that. And guys, that's pretty much it. Like, I will explain one last thing. This is how I would start training stomach vacuums if I had to start over. So I would, first off, sit down, because when you're sitting down, naturally you're gonna be a little more crunched over, right? And I like to push my hands into my legs. So into my thighs or my knees, you wanna breathe. Breathe out. And then as you pull in, you could crunch over, you could push your hands into your legs, and you want to pull back as far as you can. And that's the stomach vacuum. So if you're just starting out, I would say go for like 3 sets. Do it every day. First thing in the morning. You want to do this before you've had any food in your system, because when you eat, that's gonna just, it's gonna fill up your abdomen. And so doing the stomach vacuum is gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna be pushing it against pressure, right? And, I've heard people say it's good for your digestive system to do the stomach vacuum, to do nollie, but personally, my digestive system be working on its own. I don't gotta do nothing. Like, it's doing its stuff internally, so I don't do stomach vacuums for that. I learned this skill because I thought it was really interesting in bodybuilding. I thought it was cool how people had muscle control in their abs, like really advanced muscle control, and that's it. So give it a try. Do like 3 sets, first thing in the morning, soon as you wake up, maybe after you go to the toilet, but 3 sets in the morning, hold it for as long as you can, and then just work from there. Thank you for watching. Give this video a like, share it with somebody who wants to learn the stomach vacuum. Remember that Jesus loves you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.